Um, uh, and then maybe in the next, once we get together, we'll sort of focus on each one of these. Um, and this is what we do anyway, but we're just sort of organizing it this way. Okay. Oops. Let me put it on speaker for myself so I can see what's going on. There we go. Okay, so naturally we're going to begin any Qigong practice with Qigong as opposed to Nigong or Shengong. But all of them are interconnected. So just starting uh, with the physical body and with standing, and particularly for us Westerners whose minds are trained to think a lot, just using the breath and slowly, with each breath, bringing the attention into the feeling sense. So people say, bring the attention into the body. Well, so some people then visualize parts of the body, and that's not it. It's it's the feeling sense. So we're dropping from putting energy into thinking, bringing energy into our senses. So particularly our sense of touch, which is the most basic sense. The most primitive life forms have a sense of touch. And so when we drop our attention with the out breath, right, literally moving it down, we drop our attention into the sensate realm of the body. And we drop it down the body, so we sort of end up at the bottoms of the feet, and feel the pressure there. And that's the weight. That's the weight of the body. That's the heaviness, the materiality. So this is just very simply a body standing here, aware of itself through the sense of touch. And just for to reinforce what I introduced at the beginning, to also sense the internal parts of the body. So we can feel the tingling on our skin, the pressure on the bottoms of the feet. Those are sort of surface things. But when we're checking into alignment, we're actually feeling our backbone, and we're feeling the muscles in the body, in the particularly torso. So, but alignment really has a lot to do with the spine. So we're literally, when we're aligning ourselves, that is maybe pushing the belly out a tiny bit, pulling the shoulders back, dropping the chin a little bit. We actually can come into a sensate awareness. We can feel the spine. It starts right below the cranium and goes all the way down to the tailbone. And we can feel how that's aligned. Okay, so that's Nigong. That's internal awareness. Okay, and Qigong not only has to do with this particular individual body mind, it has also to do with the external world. So the ground we're standing on, and then the air that's coming and going. Okay, and so this is why we bow at the beginning, because we're orienting this seemingly separate self to the environment. Okay, so let's drop the attention all the way down to the center of the earth. Okay, you can use the eyes, and then moving the eyes, tension up, out the top of the head, up into the universe. So we're aligning the body not only internally with itself, but we're aligning it with the earth and the cosmos. Okay. Okay, very good. And now we'll face east. And since we're going to raise the arms, first we'll sink down, we'll sit down. And as we come up, the arms naturally float up, and we'll bow to the east. Okay, and then turning to the south. So in breath, out breath as we go down. And turning again to the west. So in breath, out breath, bending the waist. And then turning once more to the north. In breath, out breath, go down. Okay, and then returning to the first position. Now we're going to go up, so we sink down, and the thrust of the legs kind of shoots the hands up. Eyes follow. Okay, here, so we're pointing up, we're stretching a little bit, and we're extending our sense of touch beyond the body up using our intention. We're extending it up, feeling as if our arms get really, really long, feeling way, way up into the stars. And then we bring our attention back down, and the body follows the hands. And bend the knees and bend the waist. And then touching the earth, extend again down. Okay, and then slowly then coming up. So embracing the body. And then a return to standing. And just relax, and let your body find that alignment. And so we're aware now of not only the physical body and so on, but the movement of the body with the breath. So we're aware of the lungs, and that is we can feel them. Amen. We can feel the heart beating maybe, or feel the blood pumping through the wrists or hands. So you're using our intention to direct our awareness, our attention now internally. Okay, very good. And let's do 3 backwash, tree, and spring pairs. So maybe loosen the head and neck a little first. Okay, and then letting the head be heavy and feeling the spine open as we go down. And then as we come up, okay, and so the last thing to come up is the head. And as the head begins, the hands then begin. And now we're pointing toward the center of the body. Eyes follow. Extend. So when we touch into the heavens, we simultaneously touch into the earth. It stretches the whole central axis. Coming out, around. Okay. One, point to the earth. Two, so bringing this up, feeling this, coming up the spine, goes right through the top of the head, shoots way, way, way up, extends out in all directions, like opening a fan. And repeat. In breath up, then breathe normally. Okay, so backwash, we're opening the body. And then with tree and spring, we're moving the energy, ancestral chi, up through the body and into the heavens. Okay, so let's repeat again. So the chest collapses, arms are heavy, the knees bend, waist bends. When you get all the way down, if you want to, you can turn a little side to side and stretch out the muscles of the sides. And then let the spine be real open. Let the head hang. And check the pressure on the bottoms of your feet. It should be even, not forward. Okay, and coming back up. Okay, in breath. Pointing with the fingers. Look up. Smile. The corners of the mouth go up a little. Out breath. One. Two. Three, and then one more. Out breath as you go down. And coming up. And just notice sensations. The energy is felt. The aliveness, the innate aliveness is felt. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, and moving down to the, let's move down to the hips and sort of rocking the hips. You can put your hands, palms facing each other if you want to, or and this is just really a good idea to do this once a week, just to keep the lower back from getting tense or getting out of joint. And what I found after a number of years was that if my lower back got out of joint and there was pain there, I actually could um, bring it back into alignment. Save me a lot of trips to the chiropractor. But that takes a little awareness of the area. Okay, and so now circling the hips. So this includes the femurs and the leg joints and so on, and then the other way. And we want to keep this area around the hips. We want to keep it flexible. One reason is because we sit down so much, and we want to keep it from locking up, and that affects our balance, our stability. Okay, very good. And now the balance ones. So sitting down, letting the hands come up. So playing the piano, you know the drill. So shift onto one side. When all your weight's there, then you can free the other foot. Well, my sister is an internationally renowned martial arts master. She's actually older than I am. And she says that as you age, you lose some strength, but you actually can keep improving your balance. Can actually be better when you're older than it was when you were young. And watching her do what she does, I totally believe her. And just these simple balance exercises can save a boatload of pain and trouble in the future. Hip replacement, possibly, falls on stairs or on the ice. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. And, like I said, even if you just do this once a week in this class, even just for a few minutes, it makes a huge difference than if you don't do it at all. If you practice it a couple times during the week, that's even better, of course. But once a week is pretty good. Okay, now we've loosened up, which means we've let go of tension. We've connected to heaven and earth, so we're freeing this flow. Okay, and now we can practice the Nigong. So let's start with your dominant hand, pointing down to the earth. We want to keep these at the center of the body, all these movements. So we're pointing down. That means our intention, our attention actually goes down the arm, out the finger, and down into the earth. And we can drop our attention way down in there. Okay, and now dipping the knees. Now we're pointing to the body as we raise the hand. And you can visualize, if you like, sort of a laser beam of light coming out of the fingers. Okay, and now this is, we're pointing now forward, but our attention's down the inside front of the body. Sink down, point to the earth, in breath. So we're pointing really to the inside of the spine. And then for a moment, we're pointing way up. And then now we're pointing to the inside front of the body. So inside the head, the face, the neck, inside the torso, down to the perineum. Then we extend from there down to the earth, and now in breath. Now we're bringing this up the spine again. So feel it, imagine it if you like. Remove the eyes, point up just for a moment, and then back down. Okay, and let's switch hands. So in breath is up. Breathe normally. Eyes follow the hand. Switch to the other hand. Switch. Okay, when you get to the top, then start the other one at the bottom. So we're making a complete cycle. And you can let go of visualizing here and just feel. This will just sort of awaken the felt sense of the inside of the body. So do this with the breath. Okay, very good. Now let's reduce the movements. So, and then we're going to stop with one hand in front of the middle dantian in the heart, the one in front of the belly, lower dantian. Now, when we're bringing our attention into the body, the middle of the belly, we're feeling in there. And let's see if we can feel the still point. That's at the end of the out breath. There's no movement. And then the point at which movement begins with the in-breath, that's the still point. Same in the chest. At the end of the out-breath, the chest will be still. And then where does it just start moving with the in-breath? That's the still point. There's a still point in the belly, still point in the chest. And these are echoed or reflected in the palms of the hands. And we can move the hands a little bit, exaggerating the movement of the body just a little bit. Okay, let's take a couple more breaths. Okay, now check in with your vertical alignment. Just feel that the body's aligned. And then if you like, you can extend the sense of touch, extend down. What would it feel like to have roots? What would it feel like to be a tree, to have branches going way, way, way up? And then come back to the torso, the belly and the chest. And you may have some sensation in the palms of your hands. Could be tingling or heat or both, or something else. Okay, now let's go back to standing. Okay, now let's go ahead now and take a seat. We're continuing with the Nigong. So we'll now be doing the Nigong with the mind. And in the Taoist teachings, that each organ has a different consciousness, which actually they do. I mean, the heart knows how to beat, the stomach knows how to digest, and then they all work together so that the consciousness of the being that's got your name is made up of these other consciousnesses in these organ systems. So we don't give them much attention unless there's pain, usually. So in this Nigong, it's very simple. This requires that we visualize right in front of our face. We visualize this big smile, sort of just floating there. Okay. Now the next in-breath, we're going to breathe that smile in and into the heart. So look down at the heart, and now as you're breathing, just let the smile sort of float all around in the heart. And this is the organ of the heart that's beating. And we're smiling to the heart. We're bringing a smile to the heart. We're very happy that we have this wonderful heart. And we're very grateful. Thank you so much. You are so wonderful, just beating like you do. And we're so happy to be part of this system, this body mind. So thank you. And now we bring to the heart, we bring this brilliant ruby red light. So the heart is lit from within. It's like a jewel. And the smile's floating around in there. I'm bringing love to the heart, really. And so let that keep going. And now just come back. And so we're going to now, we'll envision another smile like the first one. And with the next in-breath, we're going to breathe that big smile in and into the lungs. You can split into two if you like. Into the lungs. And we're so happy to have these wonderful lungs that are interfacing with the world for us, that have been so faithful, done so well, and we love them. And we're bringing to the lungs a brilliant white light, like a diamond light, a white light. The lungs are just glowing with this light. These smiles are floating around, and the heart is there in the body, and it's glowing ruby red. And we're feeling this love and gratitude for these beings that live in this body. that know how to do what they do. And we don't know how to do that, but they do. Okay, very good. So we let those continue, float around in there. And now coming back, and now we'll envision another big smile right in front of us. And with the next in-breath, we'll breathe that in and breathe it down into the liver gallbladder. The liver's very big. It's kind of on the right side, sort of in the middle, under the lungs. And the gallbladder's there. And this big smile is floating all around, and we're just so delighted to have this purification system going on that's doing such a good job. And we're just filled with gratitude and love for this wonderful organ. And then we cause there to be a brilliant emerald green light lighting up the liver and gallbladder. So we've got the ruby red, the heart's glowing, the two bright, brilliant white lungs are glowing, and the emerald green light is in the liver gallbladder. Okay, so all that's happening, and now we'll come back up and envision another big smile. And you guessed it, with the next in-breath, we'll bring that great big smile. We'll breathe it in and down to the spleen area, which is on the left. It's big. The spleen is a filter system too. And we just don't think about it much or give it much attention, but now we are. And we're really happy that it's there and it's part of this whole system and working so well. And we love this spleen. And we're going to place a beautiful yellow luminous light, beautiful amber light, along with the brilliant green in the liver and the white in the lungs and the ruby red in the heart, and the whole torso is lighting up now like a Christmas tree or something. And these smiles are all floating around, and we're just so happy that all of these different organs, these different little beings really are doing so well. And next, we'll bring our attention back up to the top. And another smile appears. The next in-breath, we breathe it in and down, all the way down to the stomach and into the intestines, the whole system. The stomach is kind of over on the left. And then the intestines down in the abdomen. And the smile is floating around in there. And the stomach intestines are just so delighted that we're noticing them and that appreciating them, acknowledging them for the incredible hard work they do to keep this whole system going. So, and we bring this beautiful pink light to the belly. It's just glowing with health, the belly and the gut, the whole gut area, along with the yellow of the spleen and the green of the liver, the white of the lungs, the red of the heart. And this torso is just really, really beautiful now. It's just all lit. Okay. And next I'm coming back up. The smile appears again. And the next in-breath, we're going to breathe that down and split into the two kidneys. The kidneys are big and they're in the middle of the back. And they're just doing this incredible work. I can't live without them. They're filtering, purifying, and we bring this luminous, brilliant blue light to each kidney. So we're so grateful, we're so thankful, and we have this entire wonderful working, beautiful working system. And the whole body is just vibrant with this light. So we'll just breathe a little bit, just enjoy this, the fullness of the torso, the light. Okay, now, let's let go of the individual organs and the individual light and just feel and imagine the whole torso is just filled with this rainbow light, all of these colors. The organs are there, but we're focusing now on the light, the energy, the aliveness, the consciousness. The organs themselves kind of fade into the background, and now we're focusing just on this rainbow light. And with the in-breath, the light intensifies. With the out-breath, it disperses out through the pores of the skin in all directions. In-breath, the light becomes kind of liquid, very intense. Out-breath becomes very fine and goes out in all directions. Just check the posture for a moment.
Yes.
And now we're letting go of the colors. So it's just the breath and light itself. The light can be clear or white. So the
Yes,
light,
Rob.
the luminosity intensifies with the in-breath,
Okay.
disperses in all directions with the out-breath. The torso actually feels empty. Very good. And now let's breathe. Breathe in from the earth. Breathe the light up into the torso from the earth. In breath. Out breath, breathe it straight up and out the top of the head. Then reverse. In breath, breathe down, top of the head, fill the torso. Out breath, back down and into the earth. You can use the eyes. And now just let go of the movement of the energy and just sitting in stillness with this pillar or column of light from the center of the earth up through the whole body out into the universe. It's just there. See, the body is enclosed within it. that vertical alignment, earth, human, heaven, that's there, that's here. And now let's return to breathing the stars. So we're not focusing so much on that verticality, just the coming and going through the pores of the skin. And then let go of the coming and going so that there's just this field, this kind of spherical field. So the body's full of light, so there's space. Now, this is the spiritual dimension. So, in this space that's in the body, that space is called consciousness. It's alive. And we can manifest whatever we intend. So, for instance, you can bring the image of feeling of a loved one into the space, maybe in the torso and the chest. It can be someone alive or someone who has died. So this space of consciousness is not limited by dimension and time. If you practice metta meditation, you can use this space to wish someone well, or you can just bring another being into that space and just sort of be there with them. Now, if it's somebody you love and you're very close to, you can actually bring them in so that the bodies merge. And there's no distinction between what you would call your body and their body. It's just a dual presence. So both bodies are breathing at once. Other practices are to breathe in a divine being. It's a very ancient practice. If you can breathe in and be one with a divine being or a source or universal light, whatever, however you identify spiritual presence, you can be one with that. So this would be embodying the Buddha or embodying um, Jesus or the life force energy of the universe, whatever name or image you care to put on it. But it's emerging. Okay, and then this radiates out in all directions, particularly behind you. So that there's this just sense of bigness, sense of expandedness. Your consciousness isn't confined to your brain or your body. It's all around. It's free. And it can contain anything. It can contain multitudes, as Walt Whitman said. Another name for this is the heart of the universe. And this increases a sense of empathy or compassion. And so it's just fine in this meditation to come back into this sense of the organs in the body, the organs, the rainbow colors, any that we've done, the Qigong, the Nigong, or the Shengong, it's all here. So it's fine to focus on any of these things. So the physical sensations of the sitting body, posture, that's good. Sense of the organs, a sense of the rainbow light, sense of the clear light, sense of other beings. It's all fine. And now the practice is to drop all of the sensations and just allow there to be a sense of stillness, sense of presence, spaciousness, a sense of listening, openness. Okay. When you're ready, you can go ahead and very slowly begin to uh, move your head and neck if you want, or your shoulders, hands, feet. So as we're sort of, the still points are still there, even though we're moving, and the sense of presence and stillness is still there uh, at other levels, even though we're moving the body here, the physical body. And then just loosen up. And with the next out breath, can you sense that bigness all around? Yeah, okay, it's still there. Yep. Okay, and then you can sense the physical body. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead now and together do our closing movement. So getting ready, and we'll clap the hands together once. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Make heat. Massage the eye sockets, but not the eyeballs. Okay, tap the kidneys. Massage the kidneys. Okay, very good. Thank you so much for your presence, for your practice for yourself, and your practice for all those in your circle and all beings everywhere. Thank you for that. And next we'll move into the question and comments. So if you want to leave, have a good night. Otherwise, we'll turn off the recording.